morning. I'm going to do some actual electrical content right now. It's going to be a bit of a weird one though, because pricks looking into fucking... Fucking nonsense tools! This is not for Sparkies. Yeah, not for Sparkies, not for people who've got apprenticeships, not for people training. Yeah, this is for people who want to get to the trade. So, all you people I see on Facebook and LinkedIn at this moment in time, there's loads here. Here's the following things you shouldn't do when you're trying to get a job. Don't get your mum to go on Facebook for you and ask for a job. It is literally, I will fucking go on your mum's page, then I'll get her name, then I'll get your name, then I'll blacklist you from ever having a job with me. Basically, because you're a fucking fanny who has to get your mum to get your job for you. Yeah, and she'll probably send you to fucking the job you get with Billy the Beer Ham sandwiches, and you're a fucking dickhead. Applies to any other family member, yeah? Obviously, openly that is. If secretly in the background your mum knows someone somewhere who could get you a job, yeah, that's just networking. That's just clever networking, yeah? But if you've got your sister's, brother's, flatmates, uncle's, dog's nephew on Facebook going, oh, my sister's, brother's, nephew looking for a job, yeah? You just look like a dick. I don't owe your mum nothing, but a lot of men do, you know what I mean? Bragging about shit qualifications. If you're on this and I've got my level 2 and I've got my level 3, yeah, you know, in the electrical world, I know you've sweated your balls off or your fanny off if you're a woman. I know some training companies absolutely rip you off for a fucking qualification that's so out of date. It was practically used for the electrical installation on the Ark that Noah used to transport the animals in the fake Bible. That's singles L2 and L3 that you do. You know, to everyone in the trade, they don't mean fucking shit. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck about those qualifications, because on their own, without you working day in, day out, and gaining that on-site part of the experience, they are absolutely as useless as Ian Huntley's bus pass. 18th edition's exempt, because that shows that you have learned to use the 18th edition. As much as I hate the new amendment because it's fucking useless, if you're coming into the trade, you've got to learn to use the book that's valid at the time. So if you're coming to the trade during the 18th edition, that's a good thing to have. But that leads me nicely on to the following. So when you're saying, oh, I've got a 2391, I need a job, how the fuck did you get that 2391? There ain't fucking no way you've got a 2391, you know what you're doing if you're not working. Same with your AM2. If you've got an AM2 and you've not been doing any work on site, you've just learned to do an AM2, so you're probably fucking useless. Saying you need work to get your MVQ done. That's not how MVQs are supposed to work, you fucking spaz, yeah? An MVQ is meant to be done alongside you working. I know it's hard to get jobs. I know the government are fucking the apprenticeship scheme when they should just... Basically, my personal opinion is apprentices should be slave labour. You should get paid less than minimum wage, probably about half of it, probably have your travel expenses covered, and you should fucking graft your nuts off for it, right? That's my fucking opinion. Because you're going to learn a trade that's going to make you money. And if you can't be asked to take a pay cut for that, then suck my fucking singular ball, you cocksucker. Got off tangent now, and a fuck. Anyway, trying to get work for your MVQ. So what you're saying is you're defrauding your MVQ. You want to do is you want to rock up on someone's side, get some picture you're putting in some tray so you can write a shitty story about it. It's not even true, because you're basically just acting that you can put tray up, and then you want to fuck off and do another job where you're putting in a socket or some conduit, and you want to spend about 2 weeks on someone's job pretending you're doing all these things for MVQ so you can submit it to your assessor, who's probably a penis who's never been on site ever, and then he'll sign it off and you'll be a Sparky because you'll have your MVQ, your AM2, and you fucking get your gold card from that. But the actual fact is you'll still have the experience of a fucking of a little flea on my bollocks. So yeah, saying you want it for your MVQ is like saying I'm faking my MVQ, mate. I know it's hard to get jobs, I know you got to get the foot in the door, I know you got to do things a little bit differently, but it's the way you're selling it. I just want to get my MVQ done. I didn't just want to get my MVQ done. I did mine over a period of about 2 years as I learned the trade and put things in there. I'm not saying I'm Billy Big Balls, fuck you. There's probably more, I might add some more, but yeah, don't do those things. They're the things you don't want to be doing, yeah? Do not do any of those things, because you'll just look like a fucking asshole, yeah? you're 16 to 18 years old, maybe a bit old if you're going to trade later, and you look like a fucking full-on cockscrew trying to fake it till you make it already, yeah? When all the trade is really crying out for is people that want not a job, but a career. The difference between a job and a career is in a job, you rock up at 8, you fuck up at 4, that's your day done when you've had your half an hour lunch, yeah? With a career, you're into it outside of work and you may be reading up and doing extra stuff and having a look at it, yeah? I don't expect to fucking die as a Sparky. I expect to be being Sparky till you wake, until you go to bed. But like, it's nice for someone because, oh, I read about that last night. I read about those things that are doing there. And you think, oh, that's good, they're interested, yeah? But you got to get a job to do that. But anyway, that's enough of the negative. Let's do some positive things you can do. I just told you on your CV, I couldn't give a fuck about electrical qualifications. Yeah? Now, I'm speaking from my point of view now, but I think I've interviewed firms, I've been on employment boards firms, I've worked in the HR companies firms, yeah? So I've got a rough idea what people are looking for. I keep telling my old apprentice this, and if he sees this, he'll fucking know, yeah? If you're over 30 and you're a Sparky and you haven't got a 2391, that goes against you. I'm not saying I'm saying you're a fucking pleb, right? Maybe you've been really busy doing something else. Just a couple of people I know that ain't got it, who are over 30, they've been busy doing something else. But on the fucking hard, cold CV look, it looks like the guy's been fucking around for a few years, so that's something, yeah? But on your CV, you're reading between the lines, so like, I couldn't give a fuck about electrical qualifications if you're under 21. Could not give a shit. What I'm really looking for on a CV, and when I interview people, or have a chit chat with them, or I'm just generally casually looking for labourers, yeah? I'm looking for people where I think, this guy gives a fuck up, this guy. I can't keep referring to his men, yeah? Sorry, I'm 43, I'm a sexist pig, get over it. People, I want to see they're into stuff outside of just fucking trying to get this job, but I want to see it's not faking stuff that's like, so don't put on your CV.
I really enjoy jogging.
Because that's not quantifiable. I don't know that you go jogging every night. If you put, I've done 3 marathons, I can check that. Although it's a bit wank, like, you can run faster than me, what we do. All that means I won't be able to chase you and throw a cup of tea over you. What I am looking for, those things like, for me personally, the 2 lads that I've had as apprentices are both from the cadet forces. If I see cadet forces, army cadets, sea cadets, air cadets on your CV, you're in. You're in for the same reason for golf clubs. Mason, not these aren't mine, these are just general average, yeah? Golf clubs, a lot of work gets done in golf clubs. The Masons give a lot of work to each other, yeah? Religious groups give a lot of work to each other. I was in the army cadets as an instructor. So when I see kids that have been in the cadet forces, I understand if they've stopped in there 3 years and they've got to a reasonable level, I understand they can put them heart and soul in something and do it. So they're going to go to the top of the pile for me. Right? That is what it is. Another one, volunteering, proper volunteering. If you've got some volunteering on your CV that I can actually prove, that's an absolute fucking game changer. That works for anyone. Always, well, for a start in life, just do some volunteering because it's just good for your soul and your mind. Put it on your CV. If you are going and helping out the local fucking, I don't know, the local fucking youth club, or I don't know, you fucking just some hobby you've got. CVs, no colours, plain black and white in my personal opinion. There seems to be a bit of a craze of putting pictures on them. I don't know if I personally don't have a picture on mine. I'm a big enough player, just Google me. I don't know about putting pictures on CVs. I'm not too sure about that. I think that's a modern thing. I'm not so sure. I personally would leave it off. I don't want to look at people's pictures because I don't. Because I'm basing my choice on their skills and I don't want to feel like I'm being swayed by the picture. Especially if they're an ugly I'm burping, so just at a fucking bacon sandwich. If you're under 25, I would suggest your CV does not need to be more than 1 page. If you're over 25, it'll probably stretch to 2 pages. Don't have like a little bit of page at the top. Like either have a fucking good half a page or don't bother at all. Thin it out and tweak it as you get older. A CV's like a record collection, if you remember physical media. You've got to tweak it. I do not want to see a 33-year-old person's GCSE results. I couldn't give a fuck. You're past that now. Yeah, you're beyond that. There's no need for it. A young person, I don't want to see what you got in fucking media studies, yeah? All I need to see is that English, maths, science, you got grades A to C's. Honestly, as an employer, if you didn't get A to C's in your English, maths and science, but you're dead keen to be a Sparky and you're super keen, yeah? What I would do on your CV is, I'd fucking lie, right? Because I am not going to go and fucking check it. I ain't checking shit. I ain't ringing your school I ain't asking for fuck all, yeah? If they ask for certificates, fake them, because that's what I did, right? So I can't not offer that advice to anyone else. If it asks for fucking your results, just fucking lie. No one's checking shit nowadays. ChatGPT will whip your certificate out, so just fucking lie. So in my time once, I sat on the interview board for a load of apprentices at a firm to work for, so we was taking like 8 apprentices and I was on the board for it. And there was like a week of interviews that we did where we got all these people in that we'd sifted through them properly, you know what I mean? These people came in and we thought they'd be good. About a week before, we had sat there with their CVs and looked through them. Now, at this point in time, it was a bit exotic to send a CV or an email, so most of these have been sent in by hand. And the first thing we did was, all the ones that were printed on shit paper, all the text was wonky, all they were smudged, all the envelopes weren't sealed properly, we threw them in the fucking bin, they never got a look in. They could have been the best people since sliced bread, but because the presentation weren't there, we fucked them off. The thought being, if you're sending your CV off, even if you send it to 500 companies, yeah, make sure each one's presented on a nice piece of paper, printed well, straight, and in a nice envelope with a stamp straight. If you can't check a piece of paper's printed well and straight and stick a stamp on a letter, then what fucking chance you got of doing a decent electrical installation or checking your work there? So, you know what I mean? Like, that's why it matters. So, yeah, if you have to submit your CV and it's not just about what's written on your CV, it's how you present it. Same when you're there. Old school rules still apply. Turn up in the right clothing, don't stuff like that. So, yeah. There you go, that's CVs and my quest of line on them. Right, there's probably some more. I'm gonna leave it there for today because I've got where I'm going. That'll be a YouTube video, yeah, because I'm fucking sick of seeing people on YouTube going, I can't get no work experience. No one will give me a job. Bloody, 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 bloody. And I'm like, well, I'll fucking, in future, I'm gonna put this video will be heavily edited and tied up. And this will be my reply to them. Like when people ask about CTs and renewables, I always reply with my CV and renewables video. When people go, I can't get no work on my little Johnny's Austin video, this one will be there, yeah? Because I know JTL would never tell you this, or the ECA would never tell you this, yeah? But you know what? They're not fucking employing Sparkies. People like me are. So like, I hate to tell you from the horse's mouth, but that's what I give a fuck around, yeah? So if you're a fucking tramp in your picture, don't put a picture because you're not going to get employed. So anyway, they're the facts as I see it. If anyone wants to challenge me, or any firm thinks I'm wrong and I'm being rude, yeah, put your own video out there offering your advice, you fucking gimps.